everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. So it's already at the end of the year, right? December 30, which is 1 year ahead. So what I heard is a lot of people deciding to go back to school or taking some boot camp in order to become a software engineering. And today I would love to discuss some key learning, how I get motivated when I learn to code. It was really a frustrating moment, like you spend 5-6 months and maybe don't get any result or any job interview that you want to get. However, the key thing is that you still to keep moving. So there's some key takeaway that I learned how to motivate it to learning to code. So for example, if you decided, okay, I'm gonna take like 3-4 months off of my full-time career, or just doing part-time on a daily basis to just get yourself to learning how to code. So let's say if you look at the contents on some of the course, for example, free code camp, there's like 300 hours JavaScript fundamental that you need to get a hands-on at what is coding is. If you can divide it by 30 days, which literally like 10 hours a day, is really intense. So my first recommendation is that just set a really small goal. For example, take an hour or 2 hours a day just to learn how to code, because normally if you study for 2 hours, most of the time you kind of understand the problem and around like 30 to an hour, and then an hour you try to debug on your code and what went wrong. So yeah, that is my first recommendation. Don't stress yourself out of like it's like 300 hours contents that you need to watch pretty quickly in a really short period of time, and just understand and take a small step. An hour or two would definitely help. Second point is that when I first beginning learning to code, I'm really brave in this sense that I try to find a community or some of the software developer that I want to get in touch with to kind of understand if he's like working in a data scientist, he has become a data scientist, or he's software engineering. So I will definitely ask also what kind of programming are you learning, and when did you start coding, and what is the fact that you like being a developer than other career. So I do get a lot of like answer. At first I thought nobody gonna answer me, but then eventually we become friends and we kind of discuss, and they are pretty impressed what I have achieved for like the past year as well. Yeah, so always try to find people that support you, or you will be able to answer the question that you want to say. For example, oh, I don't know how to really learn and I got stuck a lot with these types of questions. Do you have any recommendation that I can take as like a beginner? Yeah, so just be brave and like be bold and like asking a lot of questions. People willing to help along the way, or like YouTube channel where you can type in how to become a software engineer. Yeah, those are the second point that I would like to give. So the third one that keep me motivated to learn coding is that you try to make it a habit instead of trying to be a student, because like learning to code involves a lot of time and commitment. Maybe like on Friday and Saturday you can see like people go out and hang out with people, and you stuck in your room and trying to figure out what this code is about and whether you even can achieve that at the end of this month. It's kind of frustrating. But if you're able to find a project that you really like, for example, if you like math, you can basically find some project about how to make a calculator. Or if you like photography and you want to become data scientist, trying to find a project is like how to change the image, or change the image to black and white using Python. So try to like integrate it with your interest, and also it took a bit of time to find a project that you want to work on. So it kind of helped you to keep going for like a week or two without getting bored really easily. Yeah, that is my key takeaway. So in my case, I really like about mobile app, right? So I started learning React Native and I tried to find those simple front-end React Native project that I could find on, like, for example, how to get information about restaurant. I'm also like to dining out, so I really enjoy like doing the research along the way, finding the API from the Yep, and yeah, and learning coding along the way. It makes things pretty interesting in that sense. The next point that I would love to introduce you is that don't be stressed out if you're stuck in the question, because it normally happen even like on the work as well when you do, because the nature of software engineering is about problem solving. So if you see a really question that you don't know how to answer or how to code, maybe you can just replay the video tutorial that you watch, and then give yourself like half an hour, because normally it's really time consuming to try to figure out what's went wrong, even though you follow one of the tutorial. So what I did in the past is I stuck in a problem, for example, React Native, how to navigate to different screen. And I followed one of the tutorial exactly 100%, but just to figure out that the tutorial is a bit outdated. So the React Native navigation has been upgraded. So the only thing that I can do is to go back to the documentation of the website and then looking what is the difference between version 5 and version 6. And yeah, try to debugging yourself and maybe just Google it why it's not working with this type of question. Yeah, those are really frustrating at first, but after like a month I get used to it, and I reach out to some of the developers saying why I worked on the same project, like watching the YouTube tutorial and it did not work. Did I do something wrong, or I'm not smart enough to see what went wrong? And what he's mentioned is like it's just really normal. Maybe the version is get update really frequently, and yeah, and or maybe like it's just the content that is really different. Sometimes you watch YouTube like from 2018 or 2016, it could be really outdated. So, and then even Google in Stack Overflow, you might find some answer and respond how to fix that issue as well. Or maybe you just download a version of your software that is really not matching with the tutorial you watching. So yeah, and the last piece, last but not least, is that try to take notes as well. So basically, I have a note for myself. Every time I do a lot of question, like I'm taking note. For example, the code question. What is the linked list? Sometimes taking note help you to kind of stay focused on what you're trying to learn instead of like kind of remember everything on your mind, because if eventually someday later, you know, a month or two, you just need to go back and review the contents, or even if you don't review it, you just see, okay, I took that much of a note, this is a lot of accomplishment I made so far. Then you will have a really confident in yourself to motivate to continue learning. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy New Year's everybody. It's already the end of the year. If you already in the progress of learning how to code, then continue doing it, and I'm really excited and how to know what have you accomplished so far and what is one of the things that you're really proud of. Or if right now you're just deciding whether software engineer is a right career for you, or you want to start doing it, just take a small step like Googling what kind of project that you do. So on this screen, this is my GitHub project. I built a lot of projects when I first started, and looking back, it was a huge achievement. Like personally, even when you was able to share with your friends, they are really admire or like really impressed about what I have done so far. Yeah, so stay tuned for next videos, and if you like my channel, please subscribe, and I will try to make a lot of good content next year for you guys. See you.